So the premise of the Scream films is that they're horror movies where the characters know that they're in a horror movie. The series begins with a teenage girl, Sydney Prescott, whose deceased mother fucked the entire town of Westboro, ruining a lot of families and causing people to get the revenge by killing Sydney's friends, eventually working their way up to her. I decided to binge watch all the other movies to catch myself up. Here's my quick thoughts on those. 1996's Scream. Absolute classic. Wes Craven created one of the best horror movies ever made. It's such an important movie, and you can clearly see how things changed from a pre-Scream to post-Scream era. 1997 Scream 2. Really, really good. Great sequel. 2000 Scream 3. Also great. They made kind of a horror comedy this time. Parker Posey is amazing in this. 2011 Scream 4. Despite this being the most recent one I watched, I don't remember a single thing that happened. I don't remember hating it, so I guess it must have been okay. Who knows? And now, after another decade-long break, we have Scream. Just Scream. They did the thing when enough time has passed and just used the original title. An example of this is 2018's Halloween, which even though is a legacy sequel like Scream, took the coward's way out and ignored every movie after the first Halloween, which means it should have been called Halloween 2, but whatever. Scream isn't like that. This is a direct sequel to Scream 4, making this 100% Scream 5. Some other titles I think could have worked. The Scream. You could have added the, like The Final Destination, which was the fourth film. The next one went back to numbers though. Screams, because this time there's more than one. And my personal favorite, Screamville.
Ooh, Ice Creamville.
No, Screamville.
Like in the previous ones, the characters here reference a lot of horror movies, here being newer ones like The Babadook or Hereditary, which they call elevated horror, but the proper term is actually boring garbage. You have a new group of teenagers being stalked by Ghostface, and they have to team up with the characters from the old movies. Overall, I liked it. It's scary. There's a scene where this girl is trying to escape a hospital in a wheelchair, which I thought was fantastic. It's violent and bloody in that appropriately gross horror movie way, and I liked the return of Dewey, played by David Arquette, who's always awesome. As for the things I didn't like the new main character. I was never convinced that she was actually afraid for her life or cared that people were being murdered. I guess that's supposed to be her character because she's an outsider, but here it just comes off as wooden and fake. There's a new movie expert who replaces Jamie Kennedy's Randy. While Randy was this film nerd who had this fun, manic energy, the new girl, Mindy, is an annoying know-it-all who's constantly just talking down to everyone and is super unlikable. The biggest problem with this movie is that it's too safe. The earlier sequels put the characters in new locations and situations. This one is just teens being chased by a killer in Woodsboro. It's a standard slasher. And while it does that well enough, if you've seen any of the other Scream movies, you know exactly what will happen in this one. So while I liked it, there's no reason to rush out and see this. If you're a Scream fan, sure, you'll have fun. And if you've never seen the movies, for sure don't start with this one. Go back, watch them in order, and then please tell me what happened in Scream 4. I'd have to give Scream a 3 out of 5.